Okay, so in the previous tutorial we have seen how we can globally manipulate our resources. Um, so currently we have tree spawner. So similarly, let's create spawners for other resource types as well. So we have stones and we have fruit plants. So first let's go to the spawners, and I will simply duplicate this and name it as stone spawner, right? But actually if you look at the stone spawner, currently we have our tree classes has been assigned as the resource list, which is not the what you need to be done. So actually if you go to the RTS game starter kit, resources and stones, here we have 5 types of stones. So first let's create a set of blueprint instances for our stones. So I will use our stone based BP and I'll name this as stone 1. Yeah, so we have this stone. So let's go to the stone 1, and yeah, I think this is the first stone, which is okay. And let's duplicate it again, and let's assign the second stone as the static mesh, and we need to increase the worker acceptance range as well. So how about making this as maybe 60 by 100, maybe 150. Okay, let's move it like this. Okay, we have our second stone, and let's duplicate it again. um, why the second stone is still okay? It's there, right? And this is stone 3, which was quite large, so maybe I'll reduce the size 0.3. And the box, no, the class defaults, let's make it 50, no, maybe 120 by 50. Okay, and fourth stone type, which is I think stone 4, and class defaults, let's make it 50 by 50 for now. We can change these stuffs later on if certain parameters are not matched. And finally we have our stone 6, I guess. I think there is a naming convention issue, but anyway, this is the stone we want. Again, I'll accept the box collision range as it is, and yeah, here we have 5 types of stones. And let's go to the BP stone spawner and clear the existing resource list. Instead of that, let's assign these stones: stone 1, stone 2, stone 3, 4, and 5. And for these stones, I don't need this much of a higher density. Instead of that, I will spawn only 3 stones within a range, right? So you can see that we have a total control over our spawners, which is us. So I think you have remembered we have hand painted this area as stones. So maybe I will use this area to spawn the stone instances of our game. So let's paste this spawner and let's populate the resources. Okay, I think maybe we can increase the density, right? Maybe I have reduced it for no reason. Let's populate again. Yep, I think this variation will be pretty much fine. But make sure you can select the building manager and at any time you can randomize your resources. See, everything is properly affecting and you don't need to redo everything again and again, right? Because we have this perfect object oriented pattern that we follow throughout our game. Therefore, all the necessary functions will be inherited by the respective child classes, right? So this is the benefit of having object oriented pattern in your game, right? The code reusability and modularity will be there. Okay, so those are the stones, and let's create a spawner for the fruit plants as well. So I'll name this as fruit plant spawn. Make sure to save everything and I'll close the previous tabs. And here again, we don't need these stones. Instead of that, we have to create the fruit plants instances. So again, if you go to the plants, we have 4 different types of plants. So let's quickly create those stuffs as well. So let's go to the resources, natural resources and fruit plants directory, and let's create child instances of this fruit plant base. And I'll name this as BP fruit plant 1. Okay, so this is the initial plant which is acceptable, and I'll duplicate it. And for the plant 2, I can assign fruit plant 2 mesh, right? And let's duplicate it again, open that out, and let's assign the next static mesh, which is fruit plant 3. I think the transformation bit awkward, so maybe let's try to fix that up. And maybe we have to reduce the size, not this thing, the size of this static mesh as well. Maybe 0.35, 0.35, 0.35. Also the location would be nice to have if it is like this, I suppose, right? Okay, save everything, let's duplicate it again, and finally we can have the 4th fruit plant, which is this mesh. Okay, great. Now we have 4 types of fruit plants. So let's go to our fruit plant spawner and let's clear the existing resources list. Instead of that, let's create and assign our fruit plants as the resource list that these need to be spawned. And maybe the density, I will reduce it up to maybe like 4, something like that. So maybe we can place our fruit spawner over here, and let's try to populate. Okay, it works. Again, I think maybe we can have some sort of higher density. let's say 10, right? Again, this stuff's totally up to you. If you need to change this stuff, feel free to do so. Okay, so population works, randomization works, also clearing works, and yeah, let's repopulate it again, and let's see whether it affects the global effects as well. So I'll globally randomize resource transforms. Yes, everything works pretty much nice. Great. Okay. So we now have actually three types of resources. We have trees, we have stones, and we have food plants. And you can actually populate the rest of the areas as well. You can maybe change the sizes, right? Maybe if you want to have a small forest over here, you can do that like this. Okay. Maybe if you need to have fruit plant section over here, but maybe a small fruit plant area, something like this. You can maybe reduce the number of spawns and populate the resources. Okay, and yep, maybe like here also we can have some sort of forest, right? I don't know, it's all up to you. Like you can create your level the way you want. See, now we have the entire setup, right, which is very easy to populate our map. Like if you wanted to make any sort of a resource population area, you can do that by just putting these spawners and manipulating those systems. And if you need to perform some sort of global manipulation, you can do that by using our building manager, right? It change or dynamically instantiate all the necessary stuff at once, right? Yeah, so I think that's it that I wanted to cover. So I think potentially now we have pretty much dense map with resources, and yeah, in the next tutorial I think we can do, or we can focus on how we can optimize our building manager to notify about character spawns, or maybe like building spawns or stuff like that. But yeah, we'll see how it goes in the next tutorial series. And yeah, thank you. I'll see you in the next video.